Hello there, folks. It's episode 5 of the podcast. I still haven't gotten a name for it yet. With me today is the one, the only, WillyMac. How you doing?
Good, man. What's up, Nerdy John?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Even though
I
I'm
think it's
living in
been
the
since
Matrix,
Dead on Dave since we've been on a podcast together.
I know, yeah. I've been meaning to catch up with Dave's show, but works works a bitch.
Yeah, I get that.
And dude, how's it feel living in the Matrix? I mean, we can't all be enlightened like Sneako.
Oh, bro, the Matrix arc has been pretty fun. All the red pill shit.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's one of the more fun spaces on the internet right now because those people are just like so openly crazy. They're so like openly out there with their beliefs. It's something you haven't seen, we haven't seen online probably in, I don't know, in a while at least, right? And since like probably like 2017, 2018 or some shit.
Yeah, because like the way it was is people used to be just flat out crazy, like Onision crazy, where it wasn't necessarily political. They were just like, they just say weird crap on the internet.
Yeah, or like Alex Jones, and like you were allowed to be crazy online. And then it kind of became like illegal for a while. And I mean, to be fair, like some of these red pill people have been getting banned, like Sneako's been getting banned and shit, which I definitely don't agree with. But there's actually like alt platforms now where they're able to like survive and kind of sustain themselves. So
yeah, I'm interested into seeing if like Rumble becomes like an actual like viable competitor to YouTube next year, because it's not like with like Kick where it's just like you're just streaming. They allow you to stream, they allow you to upload your videos. I think like the next step for Rumble is probably creating a shorts format, because TikTok might be getting the axe soon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think like it'll be able to just straight up compete with YouTube. What it is doing a good job though of like it's doing a good job of like sweeping up people that are getting kicked off, because at the end of the day, like the only way Twitch or YouTube, like Twitch has really been losing its monopoly, right? And the main reason why is because they just keep banning people that are like the top people. If you keep banning the biggest people over and over and over and over again, eventually another place is going to be viable because people still want to watch them. Like, you can only do that for so long until it bites you in the ass. And I think we're seeing, like, the consequence of that,
It's not even just, like...
I say the consequence. I do think it's a good thing that alt tech is doing better. I don't think... I'm a freedom of speech guy.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
same.
think anyone should be banned for anything.
Like, as crazy as, like, the stuff Sneako says is, I'd rather have him on, like, I'd rather have him be able to speak, and then be able to combat what he says.
Well, it's like with crazy people, would you rather everybody be like closeted racist, or would you rather like be like, oh no, that's the racist guy, he's right there? Like, I'd rather know who it is.
Yeah, so
not
that way
Sneako's racist. He's thinks the Jews run the world, but he's not racist. But you get what
he calls up Aiden Ross like, okay, Aiden, what are you doing to the world today?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think Aiden's racist either. I think the red pill people are pretty, like, tame. I think they ultimately stop at misogyny, and then obviously, like, Jewish conspiracies they're all super fucking into for some reason. Which is fucking weird. They talk about, like, needing facts and shit, and, like, needing, like, legitimate evidence, and they all believe in conspiracy theories where there is literally no hard proof evidence of anything, but...
Yeah, like, what was, like, Sneako's way of, like, counteracting, like, your video and Charlie's video? Why are you watching a guy try making dick jokes when you can watch the conspiracy video about 9/11 and learn the truth?
He thinks, like, watching, like, his video on 9/11 being a hack job, which, by the way, there's, like, thousands of videos about that. Like, it's not a new concept that 9/11 is an inside job. Like, that's not an original conspiracy theory, right? Where there's been any breaking information on ever. And he's just like, why watch Charlie when you could watch my video and really learn something? It's like, bro, you don't bring anything new to the table. I don't know. Point is, where I was trying to get at, because I think because I do want to hammer it home, is I like when there's crazy people on the internet, where I could go and like make fun of them and shit, because I think that's fun. Like, I think there's productive dialogues. I don't think like because people have YouTube channels or whatever that like that maybe believe in like bad things, they're gonna end like it's gonna convert the masses into fucking hating Jews or some shit. You know?
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories have always existed. Racist people have always existed. This shit's not fucking new. You know?
Yeah, and like the people who believe that stuff, you know, generally they're not gonna believe the truth no matter how many times you hammered it into them anyway. So like people are just gonna believe what they want to believe at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like politics. Like so rarely is anybody just sitting there like, oh, I'm really convinced to be a liberal this year. It's like most of the time like people already have like their team and they're just watching people that reaffirm their beliefs.
Yeah. Although Fresh and Fit and Pearl, that's the girl's name, right? They're not, I think they're still on YouTube, aren't they? Or did they get banned?
Yeah, Fresh and Fit and Pearl are. And they'll probably hang around unless they do something really blatant. You know, like Fresh and Fit don't go ahead and go like on and on about like election fraud or that the vaccine's fake, right? Like that's what got Sneako.
Yeah, they just talk about, okay guys, this is how I slept with 6 women at once.
Dude, this is like, what blows my mind about Fresh and Fit, they have put on the same fucking show about how women are dumb, doing the same exact thing for like 3 fucking years now. It's like, how does this not get old, man? It is the same conversation every night. It's like Mr. Girl. Like, how many days in a row are you gonna like debate pedophilia? You know?
Hey, it's a very broad topic that needs to be discussed.
Don't you get sick of it? Like, surely you've discussed every aspect of it at this point.
Yeah, no, and then like I don't know, like when it comes, like, especially when it comes to like the pedophilia debate, the lolly just gets brought up, and then you just see people die on hills.
I'm so sick of the lolly. Every time I see lolly brought up on the internet, it's like the same conversation that gets rehashed every year. And next time, dude, I'm posting fucking lolly the next time I see that.
Jesus Christ, Willie, no.
I'm trading sides. I'm being a traitor then. I'm just so black-pilled on hearing about this stupid shit.
Fresh and Fit, they had a bad history of copyright striking people, like ABBA and Preach.
Yeah, they're kind of the only ones that I've actually seen get copyright struck by them. Yeah, I mean those guys are like losers. It's like all the red pill people are actually so fucking soft. That's the reality of it. Like Sneako's soft. He's all down to bully people, go after their looks, all this shit. The minute you turn it on him, he starts crying about being canceled.
I know, and then he makes videos like, guys, I'm gonna do better next time around to not spread negativity. Like, does that not sound like a left? Like, he talks about like,
next stream he hopped on, he was talking shit to Destiny. It's like, fucking shut up. He doesn't mean any of this, dude.
Yeah,
that guy just talks. He says a lot of words, but they don't fucking mean anything.
He like the way he speaks and his rhetoric, it's like if you took like a old school Christian conservative from the 90s and you just placed them in 2020. Cause
yeah, I like when he goes on about Critical's video and calls him like a what do you do? He's like, oh,
satanic worship.
Yeah, you're a satanic worshiper because you made a song with an upside down cross in it. It's like, dude, you're like an old woman, man. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, go to church. I don't like. Why are you just being offended on the internet while at the same time complaining about how the internet's too sensitive?
It's the exact opposite of the woke. What was it? Destiny was actually in Sneako's home, and he was like, "Wait, you're not against censorship. You're just for censorship that doesn't affect you."
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are like that. Like, I think very few people are actually openly like, what's the word? Like forthcoming. Because I think most people are like, they're all for making jokes until it's the one thing that offends you. Then you're gonna see them pearl clutch up. Like, how often do we see that online?
Oh god, especially in this community specifically.
Bro, look at Anissa. Anissa's apparently, she's taking like credit, and iDubbbz is crediting her on making all these content cop videos with her and all this shit. Froggy Fresh makes fun of her OnlyFans and he's kicked out.
Yeah, apparently she's the one who had the idea of saying the N-word to Taylor Lorenz. Like,
who did that?
It was apparently her idea. I'm sorry, not Taylor Lorenz. Tana Mongo. Sorry.
Okay, I got you. No, I get it. Yeah, it's just an age-old thing where everyone's everyone's all for jokes if it's at somebody else's expense, and the minute it's about them, they get all like butthurt about it.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, it couldn't be anyone specifically, like JiDion, for example.
yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I've been butthurt about jokes. The difference is like once I recognize it, I just log the fuck off. 'Cause
Yeah,
I realize I'm,
like
just being a little bitch.
Like obviously, like you're allowed to be upset about a joke that you don't particularly like. It's just like when you start making grand stances on stuff and like start blowing up in Twitter spaces about it.
The minute you're talking about how sensitive everyone else is because you're making fun of their shit, and then they turn it on you and you start to cry, then you're a hypocrite. Not only are you also a bitch, but you're now a hypocrite too.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But yeah, you want to talk about the JiDion stuff? You want to give like a little recap?
Okay, so a KSI in a Sideman's video decided to say the slur for brown people, and everyone on Twitter.
It's not the N word. It's like a UK thing apparently.
Yeah, well, specifically like.
Can I say what it is? It's fucking packy. I don't know if that's bad word on YouTube or not. You can blur that, I guess.
Yeah.
Like in the United States, that is not a slur at all. That just means you're from Pakistan.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like to make it like some weird, closest comparison I can think of, Pakistanians to the UK are like Mexicans to the US. Like people don't like them because they take.
Calling someone a Mexican isn't an insult. Like,
well, no.
Like, is there a short word? There's no like. Nobody says Mex is an insult. It's so fucking weird, dude.
No one says Mexi. Yeah, but like, but anyway, he said the word. Twitter does what Twitter does best. They got mad about it. Kavos, being the guy, you know, who doesn't like KSI and his brother, covered it a lot, especially with the apology videos, the initial incident. And
yeah, he made 3 videos about it and just covering kind of each phase of it. So every time there was like a new thing in the story, he'd give your opinion. He was really hard on KSI in the videos.
Mm-hmm.
And the situation where KSI said the slur, the P word, the situation where he said it was just him making a joke. They're playing a game show where they got to unscramble a word.
Yeah.
He reads that he sees the slur in the scrambled up words, and he says the slur. Like it was just like a funny, like he's doing it for points. He doesn't want to say it, but he has to. Like it's just funny, you know. And if KSI feels like he needs to apologize to that because his audience is upset, I think it's fair for him to do it. And I think it's I also think it's really fucking lame that Kavos is word policing, right? Like I don't like that shit.
Especially like because he's like, you need to understand the root, the history of the word.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just like you're talking about this dude saying a fucking word. I'm just so like, I'm just so not the word police. You know, I really
especially
don't care.
when
To me,
they're
it's
like
context matters. That like if he's not using in a racial context, what are we getting so offended about? You know. But the main thing that JiDion got upset at wasn't the argument. It wasn't that Cabo said something he disagreed with. It was just simply that he made too many videos.
Yeah, and like, were they
like
friends? I never knew like JiDion and KSI were friends.
KSI fan, yeah.
Oh, he's a fan, not a friend.
He's a fan, and they've met before. I don't know how like close of friends they are. You know, they've met before, but he's a fan.
Gotcha.
He just hates He hated Kavos because he made too many videos. He didn't dislike or disagree with any arguments Kavos made. He didn't go at him for that. It was just he covered it. He covered it.
You milked it too hard.
Like, yeah, it's like, dude, he didn't even say like what specifically was milked too hard or what was the thing he didn't add to. Like Kavos is covering it like he would any other story. It's just like, to me, it's kind of a weak argument to complain that somebody is covering the news. Like, like complain how they cover it. If you don't like the way he did it or how he's talking about the situation, then that's an argument I could get behind. Then fair enough. But if you're just mad that he's covering the news, then you just look like you're sucking KSI's dick.
Which, especially when the initial Twitter space was just a bunch of KSI's fans trying to dogpile.
No, it's JiDion fans. JiDion joined his own like a fan-made Twitter space. So then it's just he's in there with his own fans being like, yes, and Cabos wrong is Cabos is just wrecking him in the debate.
Yeah, but like they all, I swear there are like 13, 10 people in there just like trying to like, you mad, bro? You're not even from that area of London or something.
Yeah, just completely unable to engage with like the argument at all. Like I just think if you can't, like, I don't know, what do you think? How do you make an argument? Like, it's a really hard argument to win, to tell somebody not to cover something when that's the news. I mean, like, that's just what, there's going to be articles written about KSI doing the same thing.
Like, it's one thing when it's just like one topic, like specifically like just one incident, and you just milk it for like however many videos, right? But the KSI, like specifically the KSI story was ongoing.
How it's milked though. Like, you can't just say you're milking a topic because you have videos on it. It's like, okay, well, what is he rehashing that's already been covered?
Yeah.
Is he rehashing the same fucking thing over and over again? Like Leafy with Pokemon, that's milking the topic, right? Because he's literally just saying the same shit 12 videos straight.
Yeah, in the one video he just straight up like purely clickbaits, and like even though he
Cabos is covering a new topic every time, like an additional thing to the story every time.
And like he's not a video essayist, like he tried to compare him to CoffeeZilla. CoffeeZilla is a video essayist.
Dude, even with CoffeeZilla, it's a terrible thing because he's saying, well, why not just be like CoffeeZilla? CoffeeZilla broke a journalism, like he was a journalist in that Logan Paul situation, right? He broke the story. Well, guess what? When a journalist breaks a story in any other field, a bunch of news outlets cover what the journalist did. Like, it's so normal. Like, it's like he's like JiDion's fighting with fucking Ghost. He's making arguments that no other field in news would ever agree with, because it's just not, it's not how it works. It's not how anybody does anything.
Yeah, because how a story goes viral is that someone breaks it, you know, and then you get other people
talk about it.
Yeah, people talk about it. They update on the story if it's ongoing. They give you like if it ended. Like for example, like with me, like I like if JiDion knew about how many videos I made on one topic, my god, like I made like 10 videos on like Quantum TV as the situation kept updating, because just more and more unhinged stuff.
Updates, you talk about it more because you're the one people are coming to for that story.
Yeah, it
just makes sense. Like here's the truth, dude. The truth is, and everybody knows it, everybody saw it. The truth is, JiDion couldn't actually articulate an argument that said anything else. Like, he couldn't actually debunk that argument or train of thought. He would just sit there, take it in the ass, and just start screaming and yelling. Like, at one point, he just started screaming at me and, like, kicked me out the call.
Yeah, kick this guy, kick this guy.
He's like, get this guy out of here. Like, I know why you're, Willy, It's like, dude, why are you yelling? Everyone else is just talking, man. Like, you just look so salty, like you can't fucking, like, get KSI's dick out of your mouth. Think logically. If you're gonna disagree with the way Cabos covered it, it has to be more than you made videos. Because the argument is, you made videos. Well, yeah, it's because the situation changed, so I made more videos.
Yeah, if his point, well, if his point specifically was, hey, I don't think him saying the word was all that bad. Like, you really shouldn't be pearl clutching about this. Then I would agree.
Like, that's an argument. Now you're making an argument. Okay, now we could have the dialogue. You know?
Yeah, and like the funny thing is, I mean, other than like, probably other than like Keemstar, I think everyone pretty much in that call would have agreed with JiDion. Like, yeah, pearl clutching is kind of gay, especially when we've all said worse.
Look, like Muda and Keem were like trying to make those arguments for JiDion, but JiDion was just too stupid to like run with it. I don't think JiDion's dumb. I actually think he makes really fucking good content.
Oh yeah, like
pretty smart and pretty sharp. Just in this situation, you know, and I think we could all relate to it. Everyone's been in a situation where they're wrong, but they're just salty and they just won't admit it. Like, I've done it. Everybody's done it. If you haven't done it, you're fucking lying to yourself.
I don't know, Willy. I'm a perfect human being. I've never done that before in my life.
I'm sure you are. So it's like JiDion just was doing that, and whether he'll own up to it or not, I don't think matters. But I mean, I don't think he'll do that shit again. I think he'll probably like stick to just replying with memes and like condescending memes under people's tweets instead of jumping in a Twitter space, if I were to guess.
Yeah, and another well, shoot, what was I? Shoot, Willie made me lose my train of thought. Shoot, crap.
No pressure, Nerdy John. Take your time, buddy.
Okay, luckily this is gonna be edited. But no, like, oh, I remember now. But yeah, he was less mad at Nick Fuentes for saying that race mixing shouldn't be a thing.
Because everyone knows Nick Fuentes is an asshole for that. Like, JiDion's audience isn't going to hear that and suddenly be like, oh, wow, Nick Fuentes is so great. Like, JiDion doesn't need to, like, argue with that because everyone knows JiDion's in the right. Like, that guy's racist, right? With this situation, JiDion's own fans were like, JiDion, you're getting fucking pounded. Like, JiDion, you're making everybody look bad. Like his own fans were, like, turned on him with that shit.
Yeah, and then speaking of that space, I swear to God, as soon as like Creator Clash gets mentioned, Harley from Epic Mealtime joins the call and plays PR.
I couldn't listen anymore when Harley joins. How many times do I have to hear Harley say the same fucking shit, the same conversation? Like, I think at this point Harley's just doing it to like promote the event,
which is weird because it's supposed to be a positive event.
It's not supposed to. That's a complete fucking lie. Like, they don't care what you do as long as it's not with fucking Sam Hyde, apparently.
Or, you know, you don't mention OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know how much that played into it. I think it's Sam Hyde more than anything.
It's just like they're using the OnlyFans as an excuse.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't really even give a reason, bro.
There's just like, yo, you violated our terms of service.
When people say like, yeah, it's just like vague, like, oh, you offended, you made the event unsafe.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what do you do? Like, nobody says anything. It's like, what we know is that Ian and Anissa started to call Froggy once he was talking to Sam Hyde, and Froggy replied with, well, that sounds like your problem. I don't think that really matters. And then they kicked him out. I don't think it had anything to do with arguing with the mom. I don't think it had anything to do with the OnlyFans. I think that was a convenient thing for them to use so people would speculate and be like, give kind of Anissa and iDubbbz a break. But I actually don't think like that really had anything to do with the decision making to kick him out. I 100% sorry, I got my fucking like Invisalign in or whatever.
Okay.
I 100% think it has to do with they think Sam Hyde is trying to sabotage their event, which he says he's bought front seat tickets for, so they might not totally be wrong, and they think Froggy was part of that.
Oh, they're totally gonna ban people with his merch again.
Say that again.
Remember last year when they sorry, you can't come in this event with that stuff on. They were banning people who had his merch on. Yeah,
it's fucking dumb. I don't know, it's just like really, really soft to me. Like, they lied and said like, would Dr. Mike want to fight on a card with Sam Hyde, and they made it seem like Dr. Mike wasn't going to do it if Sam Hyde was there. Well, Dr. Mike got brought into a space that I was in last year, and he said he didn't care.
Probably hardly knew who Sam Hyde was.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb, man. Like, all this shit has made like Sam Hyde like more famous than he's ever been in his life, all because Ian is such a puss around him.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the effect that that they've given people like Sneako, like Andrew Tate. You making them the boogeyman makes them so much more appealing to like, especially like whatever form of counterculture we have in the modern day.
I think it's the same thing with like I don't think Andrew Tate and Sneako are necessarily all that harmful. You know?
No, they're not.
The Jewish conspiracy from Sneako, I don't really like that. That I think is a little fucked up.
No, but like that's what you make fun of him for, you know? Like
yeah, but I don't think like Sneako's not out there telling people to like fucking that Jews are spawns of Satan or anything. Like Nick Fuentes is doing that. My problem with like part of the reason I don't like banning people is because Nick Fuentes, a lot of people say is a Nazi. I would agree. Like he is a Nazi. He hates Jewish people.
Oh, straight up.
He's a white supremacist at the very least, right? And so what do people think of when they think of Nazi? They're like, oh, he's out there like saying all Jews should die and like all this fucking shit. Like people like Hassan or like describe Nick Fuentes to be a fucking demon that's just like vehemently spewing horrible shit about black people or whatever, right? Well, it's not true, dude. When your audience, when your normie audience finally gets a chance to see Nick Fuentes, and he's kind of charming, and he's pretty funny. Well, then now you've built him up to be a monster, so your audience is going to give him a chance because now they're like, well, Hassan kind of lied about Nick Fuentes to me. You know, he said he was all this stuff. Well, he doesn't seem like all this stuff. You know, and now they're giving him a chance. If you don't ban him and you're like, there he is right in the open, he's a racist, and people go, oh yeah, he is a racist, he acts polite, but he is a racist, he's fucked up, then they won't give him a chance. Then everybody just knows, you know?
Yeah, because then you get that weird effect of people like, oh my god, he's opened my eyes from, and he's telling me the truth.
You get the weird effect of like, well, he's been demonized, but he's not what people said he was, you know? Like I think you like when you over demonize somebody, that's like a negative, you know? Because then it borders on when they actually hear them speak. Well, he's not fucking Hitler. Like he's not, you know. He's not saying all Jews should be gassed or anything.
Yeah, that's why the best course of action majority of the time is either ignore them, or you just make fun of the ridiculous statements that they do make.
Yeah, like if they say something that you disagree with and is ridiculous, you should just make fun of it like we do anything else on the internet. And then people like are like aware of it. There's like a fucking dialogue that's already been laid out that everyone's aware of. Like now, like with Nick coming back, like all these debates like about these fucking conspiracies and shit have had to be rehashed on Destiny's channel over the past like year and a half. And why do they all have to be rehashed? Because everyone forgot who Nick was.
Yeah.
You know, if he was just never banned and he was just around, everybody would already know all these fucking talking points. And it wouldn't have to be like this whole new wave of like, oh shit, whoa, this Nick Fuentes guy's actually based, you know?
Yeah, and then like when like Destiny does debate him and stuff, it gets twisted by people like Hassan, like, oh my god, he's platforming him.
Yeah, because I think deplatforming them has like made them martyrs. I think it's way worse. Like Hassan's Hassan's like a fucking idiot. Like that guy is like,
what are you talking about? He won a Stream Award for best journalism.
He's like, yeah, he won a streamer award where all he does is steal people's content, bro. He's like the most useless fucking streamer ever. That guy sucks. Every debate I've seen him in, he like just vehemently lies. Like in that debate with Train, it was just constant lying about his past.
Also, like his fear of like live stream fails Reddit.
Yeah, he's like, dude, that guy sucks, man. That guy just thinks everyone who disagrees with him is a Nazi. He's like literally like if there was a poster boy for what the average person thinks of like a liberal, like every dad in America thinks is a liberal that like fucking like paints their fucking nails and just calls everybody they don't like a Nazi and wants to ban everybody they don't like. Hassan is the real life version of that, dude. Like he's there and he's fucking insanely
yeah
popular.
he's like maybe he's not like one
a bad name.
Yeah, he's not like 1%, I don't think, but he's like rich enough to where it's like, dude, you talk
oh dude, he's way past the 1%. Dude, that guy makes $1 million a month easy.
Yeah, and that's not including like any like
that guy is the
sponsorships.
0.1%. That guy's like the 1% of the 1%.
Dude bangs like porn stars every night, and it's like
see, I have no idea. I'm glad he got rid of his Karen haircut, bro. His Karen haircut was the worst.
Oh yeah, I did see he finally like shaved
he looks like so presentable. Like he looks like such a nice gentleman now.
Yeah, he doesn't look like an e-boy.
Well, he just looked like a Karen before. He just looked like an old, like middle-aged woman.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is okay. I know you probably don't watch anime, but like I'm assuming you've heard of like One Piece, right?
Yeah. I've watched a little bit of One Piece, and I've watched Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god, there was an entire otaku article about Hassan explaining why One Piece is actually a message about socialism.
Oh my god!
Like he's that dude. It's like, oh, obviously the political message was that Karl Marx.
Yeah. It's like he's the he's just like the worst like stereotype of what everyone views online politics as. You know. Yeah. I don't know. Like I like Destiny. I fucking like disagree with him on shit. I think fairly frequently. I don't love his content either. Right. But what I like about him is that he's always engaging with in dialogues, and his like thought process, like his structure of way of thinking, is very clear. Like he'll lay it all out for you.
Yeah, I
Like,
can disagree with him, but
because
his
of this
arguments
and
make
because of
sense,
this.
you know?
Yeah, like it's like even if I don't know if I necessarily agree with him, I know where he's coming from and I can respect that. With like Hassan, it's just like you're a Nazi because you insulted me.
What do
And
you
I'm
mean?
not calling you a Nazi just because it's an insult. I literally want all of my fans to think you hate Jews. Even though that's not true, because you said I'm an idiot.
Yeah, like Jay, who is the video essayist Jay?
Dude, I'll go as far as to say real quick though, before you can finish that thought. I'll go as far as to say I think Hassan is worse for the internet than fucking Sneako any day of the week, bro. Any day of the week.
I mean, a hot take from WillyMac there. I don't know.
Dude, it's not a hot take. Like Sneako, at least like, well, if you think differently of Sneako's not gonna try and end your life for it. Like Hassan will. He'll
just say final law.
Yeah. Sneako will just get fucking sad and call you like a soy boy or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, Hassan will like call you like all the racist shit in the book and get his fans to try and like deplatform you.
Yeah, and then he'll justify the racism by like saying, well, actually, this historical context plus my black friends said it was okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Willy, okay, do you have any? What's like the next project you want to work on, or do you have one in the books, or are you researching?
Fresh and Fit. I'm not done with the Red Pill stuff. I think there's a lot of like to work with the Fresh and Fit narrative and how much content they put out in their whole kind of grift. You know, like I really think like that Myron guy's kind of a loser. Like he goes to strip clubs and doesn't pay any of the strippers anything, and he doesn't drink. So he just like stands around in a fucking strip club like a weirdo. Like he picks up girls at like nightclubs, but doesn't drink or anything. So he's just there. Like it's so fucking weird, man.
Can I have a soda?
Yeah. Like I think like they're kind of like a fresh thing, like to fuck with and goof on, because nobody wants to sit through their streams and watch their videos. It's the same thing with Sneako. Nobody actually wants to sit through and watch Sneako's videos to get to like the content that's worth making fun of. You know, I'm down. I'll do it.
So would you say, okay, so this is the one question I've been wanting to ask. So last year you made a couple of videos on T channels, like especially evolving around like the Eugene Cooney situation. Would you say like like the Red Pill stuff has been more entertaining, or do you still find the T stuff more fun?
Well, the T stuff was like Gabby Hanna and then Eugene Cooney. There's kind of like two parts to that arc, and I would say like this is a lot more fun than necessarily the Gabby Hanna stuff. The Gabby Hanna stuff was a lot of like just people getting shit wrong and kind of correcting them. Like you guys have pushed like this completely false thing, whereas the Eugene Cooney arc was like legitimate journalism that I had to do. Like I had to like call people. I had to like get different angles of different people on situations. I had to like really break down like all these documents and emails that were leaked throughout that whole thing, like to get like real story. So I'm a lot more proud of the Eugene Cooney stuff because that was like a lot of work and that was me really flipping a narrative completely on my own. Whereas the Sneako stuff, I think it's just fun. It's like it's like a content cop, like you're bullying the bully kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like the Red Pill stuff, it's like everybody, like most people know these guys are fucking idiots. Most people know that like their audience is kind of fucking cringe and shit. You know, so let's go make fun of them. Like they're picking on everybody else. Let's pick on them back.
And then finally, like there's been a lot of like talk around, is commentary dead, or like this type of like video genre anyway, where you turn on your webcam and you talk crap about someone for like 10 minutes. What's your opinion on that?
I don't think it's dead at all. I think it's maybe evolved a little bit. Like if you look at, you know, Sneako or Charlie or Fresh and Fit or like any of the people that are big, Mudahar, like it's huge, right?
Yeah,
it's
and there's even like
grown,
like
just,
guys,
of, like the commentary community. Like when you look at like you know, like our community, when people say the commentary community, they're talking about like Leafy and WillyMac show and Nicholas Diorio and Augie. Like I think that's kind of run past its prime because it's just too small now. You know, like talking about each other isn't enough, right? We aren't big enough. So like there's not the audience there. Whereas like these other people, they're talking about politics, they're talking about gaming, a movie. Like there's just like ways to make money, their courses, right? So I think like commentary just needs to expand. Like if you look at CoffeeZilla, he's doing all sorts of shit in the crypto space. We gotta expand.
Yeah,
you know,
and
we can't be. We're so stagnant. You know, we were so like incestuous with wanting to talk about the same shit over and over again. I think we just gotta move to like talking. We gotta widen the topics we talk about.
Yeah, like there was a guy. I want to say his YouTube channel name is like Gunter TV. Moist Critical shouted him out on a video called like of him just like making fun of content houses. He made a video basically making fun of this guy, where his whole content is like just making fun of like police officers. Like he just goes up to them and starts harassing them while they're trying to do their job, and the guy threatened to sue him.
Really? Yeah, like there's so much out there. You get what I'm saying? There's tons of shit to talk about. There's tons of cringe on the internet.
Yeah. And like honestly, after we're done recording, I'm probably like gonna make a video on that, because I've seen, other than like a stream clip of Moist Critical reacting to the video itself, no one is talking about that.
Yeah, you just got to title it right, man.
Yeah.
And you'll be in good shit, and you'll be in a good spot. If you saw on Twitter, I posted a YouTube video of like JiDion talking to Destiny, and then JiDion talks about like titling and thumbnails. It's actually very, very insightful.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, WillyMac, plug your stuff, like especially the Fresh and Fit project. When can we expect that?
That will probably be available Monday, if I were to guess, Monday or Tuesday. It's gonna be good. It'll probably be, you know, these videos take a long time to research because their content is so long. And when it comes to Fresh and Fit, it's hard to find new info, because when you watch one Fresh and Fit podcast, you've honestly watched like every single one.
Yeah, the only time I was like really like, cause like I kind of I tried watching a few clips of them and my mind just goes on like autopilot. The only time I was really like, what the heck, was that guest that they had on, where he's just like openly admitting
they had like a rapist on.
Yeah, he's just openly.
That guy's like blatantly racist too.
Yeah, and then there was another clip of him where he's not on the podcast, but it's just like a clip of him in his car talking about how like Asian women need to be raped as well.
Yeah, like those guys also like allude to the fucking Jews running the world and shit too. Like it's like all those guys, dude. I don't know what's going on. The Red Pill like group. What's funny with them, right? The T channels, they were a community, but they were like commentary. It's like not everybody is necessarily best buddies, right? Like everyone's aware.
They're gonna disagree on at least some stuff.
Yeah. Not everybody. Well, some people just don't like each other in commentary. Some people just didn't like each other in T. Where it's like, dude, the Red Pill shit, everyone is like going to each other's houses and shit. Like they're actually all like really good friends. It's so weird over there.
Yeah,
man.
like Sneako got so offended.
Off in some weird cult.
Yeah, like Sneako got so offended that Charlie called one of the Fresh and Fit guys a virgin. You need to retract that. You need to retract that.
Complete fucking joke. That's the shit where it's like he says that stuff and I'm like, maybe he is on the spectrum, dude. You know, like, cause who hears that and takes that doesn't recognize that is just banter.
Yeah, well, little do we know, Sneako was out. He watched it happen. He was an eyewitness, so he knows that he's not a virgin.
Yeah. Like Sneako's like, I swear to God, the NBA player said it was true. It's like the NBA, all he did was prove that he had DMs with the NBA. He didn't even prove Charlie wrong, dude. It's so lame. Yeah. It's just such a lame point and he spent most of that video going on about it. I didn't even address it because it's just so fucking stupid.
It really was. But thank you again for coming on the show, WillyMac. You're a real one. Guys, take care. Have a good one. And if you're this far into the podcast, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Our goal this year is to hit 3K, and I think we can make it.
Hell yeah. All right, thanks for having me, Nerdy John.